Okay. Let's just go from going out fishing. We were fishing. And I'm not moving.
Usually, right. Wait, I have the desktop audio.
Hello. Okay, sorry all. That was technical issues again. We'll figure this out.
The produce. It's it's the what do you call it? I got 'em all.
Okay, so what we were saying, Ray went out this week, got his first snakehead, he broke the seal, caught a snakehead outlaws destroyer. The what color?
Started off with the orange. Went to pink later in the evening. Um, and well, my orange when the tail got ripped off. They ripped the whole tail off of it. And then when I caught,
I've had that. I've had that happen too, man.
that's the only thing I really don't like about that is literally you get two catches on it, and you just, I mean, they give you three with it, but it's garbage. It just doesn't do it. So,
Well, that's any plastic though.
yeah, but I think I need to get something. I think I need to talk to Mr. Coverly, get him to hook me up with something a little big.
Actually, what we should try to arrange is snakehead outlaws with John Coverly doing a plastic, a soft plastic, or that'd be
Yeah,
kind of cool.
yeah. I
Do
mean,
it
I
like
just,
that.
they just broke it, so it was the only orange one I had. So that's why I went to pink. And then, while I was on pink, I, while I was on the pink one there, that they actually worked pretty good. I actually got a couple more hits. Did have two bass hooked. I had one bass up, trying to be a smart ass and just heave it right up into the kayak. As soon as I lifted, some bitch fell right back in the water.
Did you actually know? Were you able to see the water temperature? Or you didn't have any?
Nah, I didn't take my depth finder with me. I usually don't do that when I go to the bass because it's kind of pointless. But I didn't put my hand in the water. It was kind of weird. Like I was in one section, felt really cold, and got into another. It's like where I caught my snakehead. The water was like almost. It was probably 10 degrees warmer than the other water I was testing.
Okay.
So, but I was also in a deeper part of the pond when when I felt the water the first time. Once I was a lot more shallow, so I was like in 2 foot of water or something like that when I caught the snakehead.
So they're going to be up in the
Now,
shallows, and you said that you saw a lot of bass, and
a
so the
lot
guy,
of it.
what the guy tell you?
Said the bass are in the grass.
Bass are in the
They
grass.
were in the reeds, man. They were like you were literally throwing your worm right up into the reeds, um, to get them to come up and bite and stuff like that. So it was definitely a good thing there. It was good.
So I actually was looking at my feeds from some of the guys today, and they were actually saying that the snakeheads they'd take a hook. When I miss a fish, I was like, I'll steal a hook because if it felt the hook, a lot of times they ain't gonna bite again. And they were saying that I think it was Frank who was saying that they felt the hook and they were coming back. So he was thinking that they're on
Well,
a spawning bed and they're protecting
well,
their
Greg
nest.
Greg had caught two that night, and the two he caught were The first one, he like, oh, I missed him. Oh, I missed him again. And then he hooked him on the third one. Now, whether it's the same fish or not, but that was when he caught a snakehead. But both times, like when I first had the one hit the orange, first, time I was using the destroyer, it actually bit. And then I was like, oh, I missed him, man. Crap. So I hurt my threw right back in because I saw bubbles come up after it. Threw right back at the bubble as soon as it hit the water. That thing crushed it. I mean, I'm talking, it didn't even have, and I didn't have no weight on it. So I was only fishing maybe 2, 3 inches underwater. Like, I didn't have the weight it went on or nothing like that to get me down deeper. So it was pretty good. So,
So there's a good chance that they're on their beds now and protecting their beds rather than eating out of hunger. They're
yeah.
just they're super aggressive because they're protecting.
I don't know if they were real aggressive. When we came out, a lot of the guys we talked to, they were fishing Zippo. A bunch of people were skunked, didn't catch nothing, stuff
Really?
like that. Yeah, and we actually, me and Greg, we actually thought, like I said, I had one bass hooked. He was still out in the water. It was a little guy. The other one was probably like 12 to 13, 14 inches. When I lifted him up and he fell off, I was just trying, instead of getting a net, I wasn't going to get a net for a little bass, but barely had it hooked. I should have had the net. I would have got him in. But the snakehead crushed it. I mean, as soon as it hit, I knew exactly what it was. But, you know,
Because it's like I know we've had some warmer days. Last year I had a slow start. Um, the water was colder, longer, but this year we've had a
hey,
lot
Mike,
of rain.
I'm not watching YouTube. I can't, there's nothing on my YouTube.
So
So if you see comments, let me know. Yeah, I can't see nothing on it. I got Facebook comments. Nope.
Pierce, what's up, Pierce? That's my nephew.
Oh, hi, Pierce.
So what I started to say is last year was a totally different season. Last year we didn't have this. We have so much rain,
Yeah, a lot of
and that
rain.
affects the water. And especially like a week like this week, we have those warm days, but then we had a cold rain yesterday. That's going to drop the water temperature down. So I don't know. For me, it's just been hard to predict. But I watch. I don't watch the fishing reports as much. I watch the weather and I watch the different around here, guys. We have Snakehead Outlaws. We get some great feedback in there. There's Eastern Shore Snakehead. There's all these groups.
You're starting to see a lot of people start to catch them now. Now I think they're finally starting to uh, maybe starting to just get a little more active. I mean, it's been warm. We've had some warm weather, so that's kind of nice too. The warmth.
I've seen some people catch bowfins and not know what the hell they caught.
Yeah,
They're like, what is this thing that I
I,
caught?
I'll be really honest with you. If I never saw one ever caught and I would have caught one, I would have never known what the hell it was neither.
And they got their spawning colors, so they got that turquoise
Yeah,
on their fin, which is really a beautiful fish.
I want
And
to see one like that.
and don't try to take the hook out though with
Oh
your
yeah.
bare hands. Might be in for that's one of
The
the
snake I did to my fingers, man. It ate my fingers.
that's why I stuck around and tried because those things have some heat. They are nasty. But I'm just happy to see weather warming up. Why? Because I get to fish. But I also get to mow my lawn and do that
You
other.
see, I cut my grass today. I was trying to get done, trying to make it so I get a little bit of time to get out and be able to go do some fishing or something like that. So
So we were just talking about going out tomorrow and figure that one out.
yeah, that'd
That
be nice.
would
I don't
be
know. We gotta check the wind, man. The wind. I do agree. Like when we were out there the other night, one side was calm. In the rough area, you couldn't get no bites. The bass were biting in the rougher areas. You go over to the stiller side, the snakeheads were biting. So, I mean, like Greg had a couple blow ups that we didn't know what it was, so it could have been just about anything. But
but
yeah,
but you also got to watch the pond and like where you were fishing. That's a big open pond. So where where's the sun coming from? Where is it hitting the water for the majority of the time? That's going to be your warmest. In those shallows, that's going to be warmest. That's where it's going to take. but they could be.
To be really honest with you, they weren't really. If I remember correctly, Greg caught his all in the shade.
Oh yeah.
I didn't catch mine until almost like probably about an hour, hour and a half before nightfall.
Jesse and Frank said that they didn't have the fight was slow until cloud cover came in,
Yeah.
and once the cloud cover came in, but I don't remember if they said, but I do know that you want the warmer water, but I don't know if that's where they were catching them. So unpredictable.
Yeah, it really is. And when you're out there, you want to. We're trying to go out there and catch them, and you're trying to do everything you can, and it's one of them things. It's just crazy, but
So we say this. I love fishing snakeheads. I ran into it last year, but we're not just fishermen. We fish for everything. It's just they're really exciting. If you never fish or you never caught a snakehead, you
well,
do yourself a favor and get yourself on snakeheads and bowfin for that matter. These things are so powerful. But I hate to just take up all this time just on snake
yeah,
fishing,
yeah,
but there's a lot of
yeah,
great.
yeah, absolutely,
Like we
and
were talking about just going to a lake, not to go snakehead fishing. But
yeah,
we want to go out and the bass bites picking up and everything's picking up.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I see John's with us. How you doing tonight, John? Need to get you back on this show again. Got a lot of questions for you. I need to get him to make me them little lures like the snakehead outlaws with the tougher rubber there so it doesn't pull apart. But I mean, literally, I actually think that one's actually broke too.
It looks like
Like the bottom of it looks like it's separated a little bit. I think they got. Cause I mean, like I said, I ended up getting like two more hits that night on them. But
well, if they miss the hook, then they just hit the color.
yeah, yeah, it's time. It's finished. It's junk.
Because they got those. Yeah. So um, if Pierce is still on, my nephew Pierce is a fisherman. I got the opportunity to fish with 2 summers ago.
Is he Delaware or?
No, he is in Savannah, Georgia. Fished in
Oh,
North
okay.
Carolina, fishing, and Pearson, his brother Brooks, awesome. Um, got some nice bullheads. So I'm just giving a shout out to them.
Yeah, there's
What? They outshined him, yes.
yeah, they're actually there's some really good fishing down there. Like I fished in I'm not gonna be able to think of the name of it. It's gonna drive me absolutely crazy. I used to fish in South Carolina, big lake down there with Columbia. We catched him one night. Of course, we took two fists of rum with us, case of beer. So it wasn't easy tackle, but it was all. So we're sitting there, and the one guy we're with, this is after several drinks. Everybody's pretty buzzed up and everything. And we got this one guy. His name was Dusty. I'll never forget this guy. I look at this guy. He sits there and says, "Man, what would you give me?
The others.
What would you give me? What would you give me to eat a worm out of this thing?" I says, "Man, I'll give you the last beer. There was one beer left in the cooler. So I'll give you the last beer." My man went, "All right." Ate it, swallowed it, and drank the beer down. Dude, that was so gross, dude. It was like the grossest thing.
You wouldn't eat a worm?
No, but this guy was sitting there. Wait. So he had to work one worm on, and he left his line out there. His line sat out there for hours. Finally, we're like, "Oh man, you realize your pole's almost in the water?" And he's like, "Yeah, it fell over a long time ago. I think I tripped over." He really picks it up, catches a 25-pound catfish. It was just sitting out in front, just nibbling on it, just sitting there the whole time. The thing was, I mean, that you couldn't even see the hook. It was gone. Everything was down and out, man. It was so funny, so
I
funny.
I love catfish. We used to, so we go fishing all day. Growing up, I grew up on the lake in North Jersey, and we go fishing during the day. We come back, and I lived on the lake, so we had a little fire pit. We start a little fire, grab some beers, and just lay our poles out, prop them up, hang out by the fire, talk. Catfishing was social.
Yeah.
You'd watch a pole go off and you run and grab it, but and it was a blast.
Yeah, I actually had a little I mounted a little fiber optic light
Yep.
to the tip of my rod, and I would basically just use like a twisty tie to hold it on, just because it was only used for nighttime, and you would see the thing because that's what you do, catfishing at nighttime, fishing on the Susquehanna near a power plant where you got all these lights and shit, so you can
What do you
still.
use for bait?
Depends where we were at. A lot of time cherry stone clams
Okay.
on a treble hook, split shot about 14 inches above the hook, and a half inch eggshell that was really pass out. Stripers and the hybrids, they see to float up a little bit, so when the eggshell sinker would hold the clam up a little bit higher, and it would just stay in there, and then the stripers would eat 'em. That's what we were mostly going for, but at nighttime you just start tearing up into them catfish and everything, and they're a lot of fun because you get some big ones, especially like nighttime. But worms, we would use big minnows, and the big minnows were for the stripers again, but it was the catfish that were eating. So some nights it was just a catfish night. You go up there and you're catching a bunch of catfish, and that's it. So
Well, you remember they used to sell like the after whatever's catfish.
I never used that.
I never used those. We used to do is we take a Ziploc baggie, throw some bacon in there, maybe throw some salmon eggs if we had them, and
Make it stink.
whatever Parmesan cheese, maybe a little bit of that. And then we let it in the sun for a couple, and then you'd open this thing up.
Oh
And
yeah,
it'd
you
be
want to hell up? Hell yeah!
maybe take a little bit of that stuff out. Oh, that was perfume to them catfish. That was perfume.
The craziest thing I used one time, we ran out of bait. We had a couple of lures, but we just didn't have no bait and everything. But we would go up to the mountains fishing, so we would take hot dogs and hamburgers.
Oh yeah.
Cut the hot dogs up in chunks. Catfish devour hot dogs. Like, oh, just put a hook, just cut the hot dog, put a hook, and just throw a chunk of hot dog out there, and just wait. They would eat it all the time. I mean, they would eat anything.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna say 3 words. I'm gonna leave it at that as not to give too much away. Chicken cutlet. So 4 words. Chicken cutlet Kool-Aid.
Oh, the Kool-Aid. What the hell's that?
Figure it out.
Okay. Kool-Aid and
I'm
chicken cutlets.
if
I've
you
used chicken
I'm
livers.
gonna say that
Have you ever used chicken livers for a catfish?
if you know, you know.
Have you ever used chicken liver catfish?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's another big thing. Like I said, I really never went out and just target catfish. Like today, me and you went out last fall,
Oh,
and I caught that big catfish.
that was on a crankbait.
Yeah, we weren't even trying for them. That's how mostly when we catch them, that's mostly how it's done. It's
Big ass flathead on a crankbait.
a little 2 inch crankbait. It's crazy. But
Barely
we weren't
caught
even
its lip.
barely. But that's just how it is. I mean, it's like you're not thinking they're going to hit it, and when you feel it. I really thought I had the big one. I mean, I did have the big one that day, but I thought I had a muskie or a big walleye or something because that's what we were trying for.
Yeah, but you were just trying to be an asshole and show up my little catfish.
Hey, it was a big catfish. I caught a little one right after you too, like that. We both caught little ones, and then I caught the big one. But yeah, that thing was a lot of fun. Some of them ones are a lot of fun.
Except you kind of caught it in like kind of a. You were really doing it. Yeah, you would.
I did rip it out of the water
No.
because your dad couldn't bring me the things to get it out of the water, so I had to reach in the water and pull it out with my
But
bare hand.
if you were a real man, you would put your hand in a hole in the bank.
Would dipped in the water and put my hand in it and just started fighting it in the water.
That's a real man.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'll do that next time. It was October. It was a little cold. I wasn't going to jump in October. And that water wasn't too warm.
What do they say?
It's actually surprising that catfish. Yeah, that was actually a. Usually you don't catch them out when that water's that cold. That was
We caught a few that day.
yeah, but I mean, and that's pretty unusual because usually they start to really slow down once it They're like the snakehead almost. When the water's real hot, that's all it bites is the catfish. Seems like, the smallies in the morning stuff, but
Is anyone watching YouTube?
I am. I'm
Okay.
watching YouTube. I'm not watching Facebook though.
Okay, you guys, our audience, be active. And let us know what you want to talk about because
Yeah,
that
I know. I'm watching them.
John's on YouTube.
Yeah, I already talked to him.
Okay, I'm
He answered me. I need to, like I said, I need to show him what I would need there. I need some of them big tough worms.
so
I wonder
I
if you use a saltwater. Now, John, if you're on, is it the saltwater ones that are tougher than the freshwater ones, or are the freshwater ones tougher than the saltwater? Or are they both the same? That's what I need to know.
I'm thinking he's right.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I remember he was showing with the freshwater how you can pull it
Generally,
on.
saltwater got more teeth in
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But that's what I need. Maybe I need them to be like a saltwater kind of little. So yeah,
it. Okay, so maybe that's something.
yeah, maybe get something. Just, I mean, it's kind of frustrating. I mean, that was brand new. Literally one hit and that thing's shot. It's not like it's
Well,
nothing against. I mean, nothing against snakehead owl.
no, that's see the problem is our target species. The fact that those things are aggressive and
Yeah.
they a lot of teeth. You can't do much about that. That's not on them. That's just the nature of the whole battle, I
Hey,
guess.
John, you want to join us tomorrow? Go fishing tomorrow evening? Let us know, man. You should come out with us. Get that kayak
Actually,
out.
that's a good point. If
We get
any
the
of our
kayak.
local audience wants to come out,
Yeah, the more the merrier.
we love fishing with new people. We love learning new stuff. And Ray actually, I didn't see it till later because I had a busy day. But he called me this morning and he's like, "Yo," and when I saw him this evening, he's like, "I called you." I was like, "You think we can go live in the water tonight?" And I told him I didn't. It probably wouldn't have happened, but it's gonna happen, and eventually. And we'd love to have guests on, get
Yeah.
you guys out there with us, and just have a blast on the water. This is about having fun. We wouldn't do this if it wasn't fun, right?
Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, come on,
We
we've been bullshitting about this since January, how we were ready to go fishing, and now it's time, and now it's like every little bit. My daughter's moved into her house.
and you guys all wait. Um, so high school teacher can be challenging, can be frustrating, but I love my job of teaching. Love teaching science because science has everything to do with fishing. And most importantly, I love my summers off. So uh, come June, I'm on the water a hell of a lot more. And then that's when what happens is I call Ray and say, "Man, warm out. The winds. There's not going to be any wind later,
Let's go.
and we got the thermometer's dropping. We got rain coming in tomorrow. Great. Can you get off?" And he's like, "Nah." And then he'll call me back a little while. He's like, "Well, maybe I can push some of these estimates ahead. Maybe I could." Next thing you know, we're on the water, and so I'm a really bad influence on him because I don't have any commitments in the summer, and he does. It's and when I call him, I'm like, "I'm not telling you you should." Nah, man, I like fishing with Ray. Not many people put up
Hey,
with,
John. Hey, John.
and I don't need a teacher, Fred, because most people don't put up with me like Ray does. And so here's a perfect example. Last week when we were going to Octorara, and this is what I appreciate about Ray. He's like, "You weren't up. I'm almost there." Ray just leaves, and
Oh wait,
and but that's I actually
you got
because I would do the same exact
you
thing.
have to. I mean, you just like
And
that's
if
why.
you're not ready, then
That's why I texted you. I just said, "Yo, I'm on my way," and you know, if you're not there, you don't answer. It's especially when you get up early in the morning, because some people do sleep in. I get it. Sometimes, like
but I'm usually right.
right, like I mean, couple two weeks. My daughter moved last weekend, so it was last Saturday. We went to the Brandywine. Me and Greg and went. Like literally, I woke up in the morning. I'm like, just stay the hell in bed. Of course, I had an afternoon drinking session with my buddy Paul
I
and
wouldn't have
everything.
went
So
to Brandywine first of all, but
it was actually really, it was good to go. I mean, it was good to get up there. I had I knew I wanted to try, and you know, again, I'm coming down to these reels. I need somebody who, but whatever. I don't know. Is John saying,
you need to stop using the spinning reel so much. Switch to the baitcasters. Get yourself another Shimano. It doesn't have to be a
hey, do
DC.
we have sound? Okay, I'm just saying. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I was just telling them we were going to be after work tomorrow going, not during work hours, after work hours. So that's all right, John. We'll get you out there, buddy. We're going to get out there with you.
So you need to get so generally what I'm bringing now is three baitcasters, one spin.
Yeah, I
You just need. I am forcing myself
to use.
to use the baitcasters, and I only have the one DC, but the um, what's it called? The Hamar has a good braking system, and honestly, people, I'm gonna tell you, the Ugly Stick Carbon got the Black Max reel. It's not a perfect reel, but it's a really good reel for its price. So you're gonna spend, if you go on Amazon, probably about 150 for the Ugly Stick Carbon with the Black Max. And it's a really good $150 setup. I gotta tell you, it casts really well. But honestly, if you're just getting into bait casting, the 6 gill reels aren't as durable as others. But the Hamar is really a good entry level reel because the magnets you can crank up to the point that I can cast it without putting my thumb on the spool and it
Mm,
won't backlash.
that's
So
nice.
then you can hone it back as you learn,
Right, you should get better with it.
as you get better. Ideally, buy a $300 Shimano GC and you're gonna,
I got mine loose, totally loose from my DC, and it never. I
I'm
mean,
just saying,
it did
but,
nut up on me the other night a little bit, but it wasn't like
but that's not an entry reel, you
no.
know?
But I'm saying, but I had it like totally open, like I was, trying to like whip it as far as I could and everything. But even so, it wasn't backlashing. But I
No.
did get one backlash, and it was just because when I put a heavier weighted lure on, and I throw it, that some bitch was heading right for. I mean, that thing was going to be 10 feet into the weeds. So I went and pulled back, and when I did, it was my fault. That was my fault that why I did it. But no, I I like what you're doing. That's smart. Using the baitcaster, and using it more and more because like when we
I always bring the spinning because there's always a time where you're gonna need
well
spinning
like
reels.
I like the spinning reel if I'm rubber worm fishing. Like if I'm fishing for bass, I like to have the spin. I don't really like to have the bait caster. I like to use with the lures and stuff like that. I feel more about it. Like when we went musky fishing back in the day, I get on there and the guide's like, I'm like, yo, did you bring a spinning reel? And he's like, we don't use spinning reels for this. I'm like, yes, really? He's like, you're throwing 9-inch lures all day today. He goes, you ain't using those big
Nope.
ones. And it's by the end of the day, I got really good with it. Like the other night when I was out, I mean, I probably should have just kept sticking to it, but I kept bouncing back and forth. I couldn't. And then I finally, like I said, the one destroyer I did put on my spin cast, because I did have a frog on the other one. Never even used the frog. Just it was a waste. The frogs are a waste right now. Um, I did use a Snakehead Outlaws Venom. Did get a hit on it by a bass. I would assume it was a bass. Um, but
Well, for me, I learned when we went fishing last fall and we went and switched to crappie jigs. I only had baitcasters with me that day, and I can't cast that really light stuff with a baitcaster. So that didn't work. So that was my introduction to always bring a spinning reel. But so there's certain things you can't, but also I, because I'm fairly new, and I've said this before, but because it's a new night and we have new people that might be watching us, um, when I was probably 11, 12, 13 years old, I don't remember, I bought a bait caster. I tried to fish it. I got backlash after backlash, and I gave up and didn't fish one for 30 years. And 2 years ago, 1 year, whatever, was determined to learn how to use a bait caster around the same time you were. And now it's my primary rod, but I still have a lot more control on a spinning reel. So because I've fished a spinning reel for so long that I could literally take a spinning reel, flip, flip, can't talk, flip forward, use the momentum, and cast it backwards. I'm not that comfortable with a bait caster yet. So if I need to get into a place that I'm not comfortable with a bait caster, I still use the spinning reel. And the other thing that when we went up to Holtwood, bam, I generally use 7 foot poles, 7 foot medium heavy. I had a problem there because there's rocks right behind us. We're fishing on this area where you don't have a whole lot of room to go back. And with a 7 foot rope, you have like 5 footers, and
I had my 6 foot, my two 5.5 foots. I actually did take a bait caster. Yeah, that's right. Jay knows, man. Jay knows. That's right, Jay. You tell him, buddy. You
my
tell him.
fish god. What do you mean?
I am the god of fish. That's what it is. The fish, fishing baby. But yeah, no, it's a
It's that I couldn't fully cast. I had to hold back my cast because I couldn't get
yeah,
that whip.
yeah,
So I've learned that I need to not only take 7 foot poles, I need different length poles for different things and different reels. So each pole, each reel has its appropriate place. Now, myself, mostly I'm fishing off of a boat, whether it be a kayak, have been, I don't know even if I've mentioned this a whole lot, but we have a Pullman crawdad that is a piece of shit that is stashed in the woods. And it's stashed in a place that it was so hard to bring it out there. We don't even lock it because no one is gonna take the effort to steal this thing because it took so much effort to bring it in, but it's at a pond and it just stays there. We flip it over, we bring it out. It doesn't have oar locks or anything. We use kayak paddles, but usually off a boat. And when you're on a boat, the length of the rod doesn't matter.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. When you're out there, it doesn't. It really doesn't matter.
Actually, right, something that to talk about right now. So I don't know how many people are following us on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, but I am constantly looking at the Facebook Marketplace, local stuff. Right now, there is a ton of boats coming up for sale. In the past week, I've seen 2 Coleman canoes. Now, the Coleman canoes are plastic. Coleman rowboats, the old ones, they're awesome because if you're in a place where there's stumps and rocks and stuff, it doesn't matter. You get hung up, you just push off. It's not like an aluminum fiberglass where it's gonna mess you up for this boat. It's fine if you. And I saw 2 Coleman canoes. One was a 12-footer and one was a 14-footer. Both were $100, man. $100. You could throw it, get some pool noodles, and throw it up on any car. Get a couple paddles, kayak paddles, or whatever, and you got yourself a boat. Fish ever you want, freshwater, as long as it's not too tidal. And you have, I'm just saying, if you're interested in getting out there and you're a bank fisherman and you want to get, keep looking at Facebook Marketplace. You're gonna find what you need. If I bought everything I wanted to buy from Facebook Marketplace as far as fishing gear, I'd be
You'd be divorced. Yeah, you'd be divorced. That's definitely.
I'm borderline there anyway.
I mean, it's and I like when they're like,
You know,
I know, like with my wife, it's like I tried not to. Like this year, I got so much stuff I bought last year and filled up stuff and got stuff. Now it's like I'm just ready to go out. Already lost one lure already this year. I've already lost 2 this year. Last year I lost 1 lure all year long. This year I've lost 2 already. So it's
so for every one lure, I think the rule is for every one lure that you lose, you have to buy 3. Isn't that it? Or something like that? 5.
5.
Oh, my bad. But that's a rule, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the fisherman's. It's in the fisherman Bible.
Okay.
You lose a lure, you need to get 5 more.
Okay.
You
It wasn't
lose
sure.
3. You lose 3.
That's
You get
it's
you have to get
exponential.
20.
So yeah,
You
20.
get 20. You just buy 20 now. So it's. But it's funny because like.
My wife's sitting at home with a little cloud of fumes.
Oh yeah, she's waiting for you to come home. Are you going out and buy? Did you lose? You come home and
I didn't lose any lures.
like you didn't.
I didn't lose anything.
You just walk in and be like, I lost the lure. Next day you're at the bait shop.
Well, what happens is you're like, well, I lost this say Venom whatever, and then you're online. You're like, oh what?
Oh, that looks like the same color. Oh, but I like this color. Oh no, I like this color. You buy 3 of them.
And what happens if you lose it again? You don't want to order it again because
you
then
order
you
the
gotta
same color and order 2 other colors.
then you order another of the same color because
You
if
lost the one you lost.
if you lost it, you might lose it again,
Yeah.
and then you gotta pay shipping again.
Yeah.
You might as well order 2.
Yeah, you might as well just have 2 of them. The more the merrier.
Yeah, and you should order 3.
Yeah.
So my son here is saying that rather than just 2, you should back up your backup. I like that.
Here's how this is. See, you're lucky here. So this is an advantage for you. See, you have 2 kids. They're still young now. So what you do is when you go fishing, you lose a lure. Tell your wife, big fish ate it. I need to buy 2 more for the kids.
Oh, when I got
You can buy. So when your wife says, "Well, why'd you buy 3?" Well, I bought 1 for Mike and Matt and me. That's better replace yours. Oh, with the kids, you don't have to give them none. You just keep them in your box.
I'm gonna tell you something. Wait,
Oh, they just start making them for you. There you go. There you go. Mike's gonna make lures.
I know you know this, and I know you probably do the thing, or maybe not, but I blame you.
What do you blame me for?
Ray said this lure is awesome, and I have to buy it, so I bought it. Or Ray and I are going in on. I bought these lures, and Ray and I are going in on.
That's even better yet. That's good. That's a
No,
good
wait,
idea.
that's real.
Yeah, we do that.
We do them.
I go out. That's what I start telling my wife. oh, I went out. I like this lure so much. I knew Mike would like it, so I bought him two and I bought me two. But I'll just keep them in my box, and when we're out there, hey, Mike, you can try this lure. I got this one. I told my wife,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
and like,
thinking that.
and like, I'm like, so I told Ray this was really good. So I'm gonna buy them, and Ray said he'll give me.
Yeah. We just sit there and just keep using it. Exactly.
It's all
Good.
universal.
Yeah. Like I had the other night. I had the other night. Stansfield was out, and he was using something totally different. And he was using like a weighted swim bait. Um, and he was doing really good on them. I mean, like he was getting more hits than I was. So he comes over towards my kayak and he's like, "Hey, here, put this on, tie it on." And I'm like, he's like, I said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I'm going back to my truck." And I'm like, "What are you going back to your truck? Are you leaving?" No, all my lures are in there. I only brought a couple. I didn't think I was going to ruin them. Like they were breaking.
Because they're not like you. Bring your whole fucking arsenal.
Well, I don't bring the whole thing. Like the other night, I literally had a
You
box.
bring your whole arsenal.
The other night, I had the smallest box with me. I didn't bring a bunch of stuff. I threw a couple of
My
other
smallest box, Ray
No,
means
I,
it was
look, I'm
only
going to show it to you.
53 pounds.
No, because I went light because I was rolling out. So I wasn't doing that. Literally, this is all I took with me the other night. I swear. It's really, seriously, that's the only thing I took out. I had everything in one box the other night. I had a set of hooks. These were where the hooks were, and then I just jumbled everything. Because really, this time of year, you really don't need.
You had anxiety.
Yeah, I was having anxiety after because I got out there and I was like,
This
shit,
is all I got.
I wish I had this other frog. I wish I had this. I was like, but then like,
I brings that stuff. He's like, man, I don't know if I could do this.
and it's,
I only got this many lures. I don't know.
but this is when we do a float down this year. This is all I'll take. Literally, like I have everything that'll go in.
I bring up fast.
No, I'm saying like if I'm in the kayak and I'm floating down, I gotta have a couple boxes. I might actually have two of these tucked in them on either side, but they're not going to be. It's just going to be creek stuff. But like the other night, I took Dragon Destroyers. I took two spinner baits. I didn't bring a bunch of stuff with me. I kept it very low key and everything like that. I didn't bring any like my Slayer rats out because I mean, like right now, top water is really not. Top water isn't good till right before dark. Like that's
But I
when I
think
switched over.
good.
That's when I switched over to the Venom and I got a hit on it right at dark. So it was. Yeah, it might have been better then, but like during the day, you definitely want to be down. But you know the pond I'm fishing in, the freaking weeds are already. So you really even the ones that
Were
go
you,
down
were you,
deeper.
were you able to pedal much?
I probably pedaled 80% of the time. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I had those 2 3 times I had to pull up everything and get the weeds off, but for the most part, no, I had no problem. And then when I was getting in the high weeds, instead of pedaling, I just rode.
Yeah.
I just paddled through. You know what I mean, and got through everything. And
Because when I was there the week before, I could do 80 to 90% of the
yeah.
time.
I tried to
But
stay in the deeps. I tried to stay along the weed beds and fish.
yeah,
So what I was doing is I was staying on the edges because I was fishing for bass too because it seemed like that was really.
but there's not much structure in there.
No, there's no structure in there. It's just freaking weeds and garbage and crap like that. But I mean, like literally, like I was at one point I was rowing and I was having nightmares from last summer. All the shit just flops me. But I had on my Casting Nasties dry pit hood, and but the weeds are flying over me and they're hitting me. But let me tell you what
If
was
you
really.
all need to see, Ray's got a picture on which chat, the
I think it's on the brag board, one of the brag boards.
brag board on the Facebook page. He's got a picture of his first snakehead of the year.
Yeah, first one of the year. It was nice to finally break that. Like I said, now that's what I said. If we go out tomorrow, we probably just I don't know. Maybe we do the lake fishing. We'll figure it out. We'll talk after the show.
I really, if we don't do it tomorrow, I'm going to do it this weekend. I'm going to hit certain tidal areas. Go to tidal areas.
Cold right now. Still a lot of that cold
Yeah,
water coming, but that's a good chance to actually go get yourself like a bow fin
but you,
because they
you,
like the colder water.
you look at where some of our friends are fishing, and they're I want them in the
Yeah,
titles
yeah, yeah,
because those titles, those tributaries go all the way up, and you find where it's shallow, and the now the pads are out, lily pads.
yeah.
You cast into them, you're getting. I really want to go to one spot that that's by the other. I'm thinking that I might do it this weekend, and if you want to go, that's fine. But I need to get out into some of this title stuff.
Maybe go there tomorrow.
I'm fine with going there tomorrow.
I don't know if I want to. I want to go somewhere where I'm definitely going to go and physically catch.
Matt, you want to go fishing? No,
Nah.
I'm gonna get you out there.
It's
Now
a,
you
No, that's a
he just threatened
promise.
you. He just threatened you. Did you see that? He just threatened you.
That is a promise.
Got to get out there. You got to practice makes perfect.
No, we need to get him out in tribal.
Oh yeah, fry ball. We can take Michael's going out this year. I got the native set up for him. He's coming out with me.
No, he's got the
He's going to.
ascent.
I'm going to hook him up with the native because it's got pedals and he can pedal out there. He'll like that better.
No, we're gonna get him
pedal.
on the native,
You want to put him on the native?
and we're gonna get him on the ascent.
Gonna make him row.
Yeah.
Your favoritism.
It is. I see that. You know what? I'm trying to help you out there.
One is like 5 foot something, and one's like 6 foot something.
I think he would be better on the pedals. It would probably be easier for Michael because he's bigger guy. The pedals we can't put them too close for the little guy. He's putting wrinkles. We might put blocks on him.
We'll look at that, but either way,
We'll hook you up. We'll hook you up, buddy. We'll get turned. He would like that though. Pedaling's a lot easier than paddling.
no, but yeah, he doesn't care about it, and he actually wants to fish and catch. He wants to catch something.
Well,
So, but once we go into when we got fry balls,
oh yeah,
that's a
fry ball.
whole another story. For
We can take the biggest dummy out there and catch them on fry balls.
so, Michael, we're gonna bring you out.
And he just said you're the biggest dummy. Did you hear that? That's what he
Only
just
as far as
said.
my son is brilliant, but he has no interest in learning fishing. But we could get you to catch big fish during that time.
Yeah, you.
So,
I like
any
to,
of y'all
I like to
people,
drive around. I'd like to drive around the pond and find all the stuff like that. So it's
by the way, to make this clear, that was not a tummy thing. I have two very intelligent kids, and they are more intelligent than Ray and I because we couldn't run this thing with them. So
my iPad. We'd have been all right. You know what I mean? We'd have been okay.
we would have been
We'd have been just fine.
we would have been fine-ish. I used ish at the end because we kind of we know how that went.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Zoom was terrible. Zoom was terrible. But yeah. This is a. It's time to get out there. It's time to get fishing again. I gotta be nice and sweet talk my wife so I can go out 2 times a week, 3 times a week. You know,
Yeah,
I need to get a little bit warmer to where I can start taking off Fridays altogether and just go out fishing for the day and
well,
everything like
you
that.
need to slow down too because you can't pass up work neither.
Yeah, oh no, I'm good with work. Like usually Fridays, like tomorrow. To be honest with you, I really could have him help her do everything. Have a guy who works for me, just do it all.
Well, give a shout out to Ray's helper because I don't know Ray's helper, but all I know is but all I know is Ray's helper enables him to go fishing with me.
Yeah, so like on Fridays, like when he goes, I mean, he could like whatever thing that has to be done tomorrow, he could handle. But if I go out with them, we could be done by noon, 1 o'clock. You know what I mean? I'd rather be done by noon, 1 o'clock, than be, and get everything done up what I need to do. But no, it's good. It's good. I'm ready to go fishing more. I'm ready to be ready for that warmth. I'm ready to
We're ready to go live from the water. Live from the water. It's gone fishing.
can't wait. I can't wait. Um, that'll be
And
awesome. I wonder how. Well, we'll figure that out afterwards. But yeah. But anyway.
I
So,
know how I wouldn't.
so here's another thing I learned the other night, and I learned this. So I took my.
Just so you know, we got about.
We're good. We're good. I'm watching the time. I will never go back out fishing again, even on the pond, without my crate. I didn't take a crate. I just took a bag because I took 2 boxes. I literally put these 2 boxes down. The only bag I had, was my camera. And I was like, it was the only thing I took with me, and I threw a couple rubber worms in the bag just so I had a couple, if I could try. So I was really small the other night with how I went out. I tell you right now, never again, because I took 3 rods. I have 3 rod holders on the kayak. The net was in my way the whole time because it didn't have a spot. I need this spot to put my rods. Not just, and the only other reason is starting to get dark as we were coming out because we waited till almost dark. What did I have in my crate that I didn't have in my boat? My headlamp. I'm like sitting there like, yeah, I got this headlamp, and I'm like, hey, great. My crate, it's nice when you go out and you have the crate because you can put so much more in it. The
So
cooler was in the back. We had the cooler. We always had to have beers.
here's my thing for you on that. I agree with you because I don't like crates, but I've also run into the same problem with the net and the poles. And so I need to rig up a system in the back that I don't need to bring a crate, but I can put extra rod holders in the back.
Don't you have pockets for yours?
Yeah.
I know. I
But,
see. I see Jay's comment. I'm going to get to that in a second.
but the other thing is you need to get the stackable Yak Attack boxes on
Yeah.
your rail. The one you know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's what. See, that would be nice. Like, so
because
underneath my seat, and it's probably under because you have an old town too. Underneath your seat, you can put a box.
yes.
Okay, the pockets on the side hold the Plano 3600 pounds.
Yep.
So you can
Easy.
put two there. So float downs when we do the creek fishing,
You don't need to bring
you don't need to bring nothing. And I don't need it because then I would only bring 2 rods. And I have the three, so I'm good because you're going to go as light as you can doing that because you're going to be rowing, getting out in shallow ends or whatever. But yeah, that's definitely a thing. And Jay said to me, he's when Jesus touched the water and the fish came, young Ray was there pulling them in. That's right. He knows. Jay knows. I just come out there and the fish come to me.
so no.
Yeah, I'm ancient. I am ancient. I'm from back in them days. I'm just live forever.
So
I found a fountain of youth back in the day.
and I'm in that place where you can teach a man to fit, or you could give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, and you could teach Ray to fish and he'll eat
For a year. I make sure everybody's fed. That's it. That's it. So yeah, it's a.
We're getting all biblical and
Well, Jay's got us all biblical, man. Jesus walked on water. Said, "Oh, there's Ray."
I seen Ray walk on water when a snake came out.
Oh yeah, man. You don't see me go. I Scooby Doo across the top of it, man. You just see me. It's running, man.
Ray came the water when a snake came out.
Gone. See you later. I'm not hanging out with that. It's
Oh, look at that. He's like,
Scooby Doo, man. You see me on top of the water like this, and the water's just gone, man. Gone. I'm out there. Oh man.
okay, let's do our what we gotta the Instagram. We're on Instagram now. We're on TikTok now. We're on YouTube.
Not
We're
TikTok, TikTok.
whatever. The tickety tockety,
Yes, so Tic Tac, man. We like
tickety
Tic Tac.
tickety tockety thing.
Yeah, whatever it's called. Yeah, YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube, please. It's Fishin 302. Continue to watch us on Facebook. Share. Share it.
Share it,
Share it to your friends. Share the whole video to
guys. You know how awesome we are.
Oh
You
yeah.
need to tell other people how awesome we are.
Tell your friends that fish and everything. The more the merrier. Um, we love to have more comments and stuff like that. We are still working on guests. We are going to be at I believe in May. I don't have a date yet for it. But we will be at Jim Neary's Bait and Tackle Shop coming live on a Thursday night from there. Be kind of cool because the people will be coming in off the water. We can maybe even talk to some people that are coming off the water, see what they caught, what they were using. So it'll be kind of interesting to do that. because that's on a lake, so it's a
On
different,
the lake.
it's a different kind of bait and tackle shop because we're not going to be at a bait and tackle shop where
We're on a route, whatever.
yeah, root something. You're just sitting out there in the middle of nowhere. We're going to be where
we're
boats
watching.
are coming in.
This is a place where you go there and you buy your launch permit from there just to go, and they give you a tag that you're allowed to be on this lake.
So it's going to be kind of cool being there and everything. Kind of looking forward to that, and I appreciate Jim, letting us go to his shop and do that there. I think he's pretty excited about it.
Um,
Also,
Also, we're looking to do some merch from you, but listen, I'm not gonna buy gone fishing bass boat because that's not realistic. Let's talk realistic stuff. Do you want stickers? Do you want koozies? Do you want uh, shirts? What is something that you guys would be interested in buying that we could do for giveaways, but also as well as getting our name out there, getting stuff. Stickers is great because you can put them on your yaks or whatever. But
that's a shout out to Tom Suter at Crown Trophy for
hell yeah,
he's been hooking us up with some stuff. So and we've been talking to him.
he was with us before we even started.
Yeah, we're going to be talking to him a little bit more now. I think we'll have to go pay a visit to Mr. Suter and go at Crown Trophy. So hey, if you guys ever need anything, there's another place to go look at trophies. Maybe this year, whoever has the biggest fish we get Tom to make us a big trophy, man. Every year we pass it around.
Like a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, like a Stanley Cup, the biggest one of the year.
And we get your name on it.
The only problem is we would have to probably keep it between like a couple of us. You know what I mean? Just as like a
Nah.
because I mean, we're not going to hand it out to some. We'll figure that out. That's a good idea, though. That'd be a really good idea. We're going to have to wrap up, though. So again, please share the video. Subscribe to YouTube at Fishin 302. It's Fishin Fishin. No G on the end. We need some more subscriptions, and then other
Get
than
us
that,
paid.
yeah, we're just trying to get some more exposure on these areas. So share and keep doing everything. And Mike, where are we going, man?
Well, I don't know where these guys are going, and I don't know where you're going, but I am on fishing.
I'm going fishing too. Till next week. We'll see you next week here Thursday, 7:30 to 8:30. Thanks for joining us this week. Peace out. Oh man, I knew I was about to cough. I was trying to hold it in.
That was a good show. Nice job, bud. Winging it is sometimes so much easier.
This last 5 minutes.
Oh, turn
Yeah, obviously. Right.
15.
Well, it was on because
He's in that section behind you.
What?
two.
Matt, hit that
When
like.
we first logged on, there was 5 people. There was 4 people on Facebook.
Yeah, and then it went, and then it was me.
On YouTube.
I was speaking to every 5 minutes. Not gonna lie. I was scared. Waiting for nothing.
Just sitting here for 5 minutes. That's what you need to do. Pay attention to the voice.
I'm like, so
Or pay. I'm watching it. Here, like, watching this.
So what? Listen, guys.
Touch it for the microphone. You're not on. You're not messing up my eyes.